source here. Now it's going to become a string. Here we're saying if not no save, which is false, and it doesn't end in txt, then save image, make it true. We're going to save the image locally. Is file false? You can see the values here. Is URL false? Webcam false? Screenshot false? Is URL false? So now we're going to step into the increment path function. Notice that we don't have anything here at the moment, any folder. And here is saying that we're providing our path, which is runs detect exp, because that's what we define in the arguments. Exist OK is false and make there is false. So path becomes our path. If it exists, which it doesn't at the moment, then we're here, make there is false. So we're going to step over it and then just return the path. And now, if we had set this to true, we will have another folder called labels. But given that we didn't, we're going to have our runs detect exp, which is going to create a directory. Right now it's empty. The moment we run this, we have a folder created here for our experiments. Now we're going to step into the select device function. This is empty and this is set by default. We're going to jump into the git describe here. We're returning a human readable git description of the repo at path. So we run this. We return the git describe, which in our case is v7.0 and so forth. We're also going to get the Python version as well as our PyTorch version. So S becomes YOLOv5, the release version, Python version, and Torch version. Our device argument is empty. So device right now is going to still be empty. Here is if we're using GPUs, which in our case we are not, because our device is empty, CPU is set to false and MPS is set to false. Because that's the case, then we step out of this since we do not meet the condition and also is empty. And here, for the same reason, we step here and then MPS is false. So our last option is CPU. CPU string gets added to S. So S becomes that. Our argument variable becomes CPU. If not new line, well, new line is true, so we step over it. So here we're going to print at the bottom S, our string, YOLOv5, and so forth with CPU at the end. And then here we are going to run torch that device. And in the argument, we're feeding the string CPU. So in tensor attributes, torch that device, and it's an object representing the device on which the tensor will be allocated. In our case, CPU. So we're actually running this. So we return to the detect.py. When we run this, device now is set to CPU.